Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode either 3 or 4, depending on if we can recover a lost file of Alec and Dave talk about shit. We are Alec and Dave, and we're going to talk about some shit today. We have I guess I'll just spoil it and say a great movie to talk about. One battle after another, which we're going to do very soon. But the first thing that we like to do here is just talk about stuff we've been enjoying lately and give each other some recommendations. So, Dave, do you want to start us off? Do you have any recommendations for me and our listener?
Listen, singular. Hi, Rowan. The only person to listen. Yeah, no, I'm okay. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge comic book nerd, and I think this is my first time talking about a comic book on this podcast.
Hmm.
Uh, but I have really been enjoying a comic book called Exquisite Corpses.
Ooh, which
Um,
part?
the main person who does this is James Tynion, who is a very famous comic book writer. He's done Something is Killing the Children, Department of Truth, World Tree. He did Batman for a really long time.
Mhm.
Um, so first off, I want to talk about the concept because I think the concept is really cool. What he did is he got like basically 10 writers and 10 artists in a room. And each writer, like they came up with this like whole story together, but then each artist takes um uh one comic book,
Hmm.
one issue, and they go from there. So each issue has its own unique styles to it, which is really cool. And then I think the two main guys who are Tinian writing and Walsh art are doing the first and the last.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
everyone knows where it's going. Like all of all of the people creating it know where it's going. But they can take their own turns with it as they will. Um, which I think is really cool. But the I like the actual plot synopsis is dope. So basically, how it works is there are like the idea is there are 12 families secretly running the United States, right? And they all stem from one of the each, or I guess 13, because they all stem from each of the original 13 colonies. So there's Rhode Island, there's North Carolina, there's South Carolina, there's Virginia, et cetera, et cetera. And every 5 years, they basically pick a town, and they each have champions come to that town to try and kill each other.
Hmm.
And last man standing, that family is the high family for the next 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So it has been sick. So they are now issues. I think it's 1 through 5 are out. And I've loved every issue. Like I'm really digging this book. And volume 1 just came out about a week ago. Um,
So,
and it's only $10. Uh, so I think this is eventually going to be a 12 issue series. And this first volume collects 1 through 3.
hmm.
But one does a lot of heavy lifting. Like one is at least a double sized book.
Hmm.
So I'm willing to bet there's going to be at least 2 more volumes out there when they come out in trade paperback edition. Um,
And
but
this is
yeah, highly highly recommend this. The comics are going to be should be done by I'm going to guess like April, and then I'm assuming the last trade paperback is going to come out in like May. Um, for it.
the
But
first
this
one.
is
Did the first
yeah. So Tinian and Walsh are doing wrote fully the first issue and the last issue, and then different writers are taking over for each issue before that, or like in between.
one? Yeah, it's a great way to do it. Honestly, like a really cool concept. Like a little, uh, obviously I don't know all the details of the story. Like a little Hunger Games ish sounding from the idea of just like sending the champion from each colony or whatever. But seems like a very cool like twist on that. And obviously like the Hunger Games is not like, oh, the winner gets, that district becomes like the power district or whatever. It's just like, no, district one is the district.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. It seems really cool. The cover art looked awesome. I like the smash.
Yeah, and each of the killers have like different motifs, different masks, like and different weapons. So like one of the killers is like he's just gonna electrocute everybody somehow. Like one of like the killers are really, really cool. And several of the first five issues have actually they're doing a really good job of focusing on the town itself. So like you have these like terrible people, but it's also focusing on people that you're actually rooting for and like hoping they survive the night,
Mm.
that one of these crazy killers doesn't go after them. Um, I think they're doing a really good job with this. I highly recommend checking it out.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, that enjoy that. Um, all right. I have a very different recommendation. Uh, uh, is oh, was that Sherlock?
That was Sherlock. Yeah.
Um, so very different recommendation. A TV show I don't know if you've seen, um, but I think you would enjoy. I found it really, really funny. I think it's one of the better, uh, sort of like. Is every half hour comedy just a sitcom? I just feel like I call them sitcoms. They're not really, but like it's in that sort of format. It's on HBO Max. It's called The Other Two. Have you heard of this show at all?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay. This is um basically the setup, and it's got really really funny people in it. The two sort of leads are both very very funny people, but not like actors that you will know probably right off the top of your head. But
Nope.
like Ken Marino's in it, Molly Shannon's in it. There's a lot of like featured players who show up. Wanda Sykes is incredible in it. But basically, the idea is that there are these two sort of older siblings who are living in New York and trying to sort of make it in New York. One of them's trying to make it as an actor, and the other is I believe at the beginning, I'm not sure if she's like trying to get into showbiz or not, but they're also kind of just like trying to make ends meet. Their little brother, who's like 15, becomes like the new Justin Bieber, and like over he has this
I
like
love that idea.
he
I
has
love that
this
premise so much.
he has this like hit song, like viral video on YouTube that's of course like horrible and hilarious. Um and he can like barely sing, but he's like hot and becomes this new thing, and his name is Chase Dreams. And it's all like, and Ken Marino plays like his manager. Molly Shannon is their mom, and basically it's about both of them like dealing with the fact that like their little brother is suddenly like famous, especially the one who like wanted to be an actor is like has a very hard time with it. But also them essentially just like deciding that they're going to just glom onto him and try to like use him to like basically like achieve their own dreams. Um, it is uh, it is really really funny. It is like surprisingly heartfelt sometimes. All the performances in it are really good. Molly Shannon is like the best she's ever been in anything. Um, Her character in particular is really well developed. I feel like throughout the entire thing. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I say, and also just want like anytime Wanda Sykes is on, because she's like kind of the head of the agency that like that represents a bunch of them. Anytime she's on screen, it's going to be like the best scene in the show.
Um,
Um,
I need to pause for a second. I actually need to go get my dog.
yeah, yeah.
Because if I don't get her in this room, she's going to eat the mail when it comes. Hold
Oh
on.
no.
Should I keep my headphones on? Should I let you listen to me getting Sherlock?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm not going to even stop this recording. I'm not
You
going to stop
should
this recording at
you
all.
should keep talking and you should just like
Yeah,
let's see how this goes.
I'm
Like
going to vamp. I'm going to vamp for a while. Um, yeah, the other two, a great show. I think it just ended
here,
not that
sweetie.
long ago on HBO Max. Several seasons long.
Come here.
The the creator, well, uh, Cole Escola. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. But Cole Escola uh, is also just like a very, very funny person. Who's on the shows like Difficult People, um, and I think he was a writer behind that HBO show Hacks too. If you've seen that, um, and he currently has a
I have not seen Hacks. I've heard good things about Hacks. I've never seen it.
yeah. My wife watches Hacks and loves Hacks, so I know that like basically his other stuff also seems to be very, very funny. Um, and I think right now he's actually got like a Broadway play called Oh Mary that I believe just won something. I'm assuming a Tony, but man, do I know so little about Broadway stuff. Um, but yeah, Oh Mary is basically like in the initial run, he was playing Mary Todd Lincoln. And it's like a dark comedy about Mary Todd Lincoln. That's gotten very good reviews. So like yeah, this is like a person who I am now because I like the other two so much. I am like very much like on the lookout for anything this person does. Um, and I might start watching Hacks too because that's like a huge critical darling. If he was involved in that in some way, like I am sure it is very funny. Um, uh, yeah. Anyway, that's a kind of highly recommend for me, and I'd be very interested to see like what you think of it if you like it. So, um, cool. How is Sherlock doing?
She's great. She is now laying on her so I have my office set up
Mm.
and I have a chase in my office specifically for Sherlock
Oh, cool.
to lay in while I'm in here. And she's done barking at people outside and she is now laying on my chase.
Oh,
So
good, good. All right. Well, with that, do we want to get into our main event here and start talking about one battle after another?
let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, do you? I feel like anyone watching this uh knows what one battle after another is probably by now. I feel like it's you know
If you don't, go see it. Like
yeah.
stop what you're doing right now. Go see one battle after another in the biggest screen possible.
Hmm. It is
Go to the movies. The
very
movies are dope.
very unlike what we usually do here. This movie just came out. Uh
Yeah.
yeah, we have the only episodes we've recorded so far have been about movies that basically had been out for like a month or had like left theaters already basically. Practically by the time we'd really gotten around to talking about them. Um at the very least, by the time we got around to uploading them to YouTube. So we're on top of it this time, which is great. So like that means whoever is listening to this, you shouldn't listen to this before you go see it, though. We are not a spoiler free like review podcast zone. We are two people who are going to talk about shit and like I don't care if anything gets spoiled for you. That is your fault. That's not on me. I saw the movie. It's not spoiled for me. It's not spoiled for Dave. He saw the movie. This is on you. Uh, so go see the movie if you haven't. If you have seen the movie, you already know the plot. And I think we should just skip over that and just get right into like, what are your feelings, Dave, about this movie?
my feelings are this is a 5-star best of the decade contender.
Best of the decade.
Not not best of the year. Best of the year might be over
Because of this.
because of this. This is I would be this is probably going to be my favorite movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
This is I don't there's no if there are 3 movies that I go see that I think are better than this, wow, what a movie year. What
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like this is cemented top 3. Cemented.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a great movie. I am a I didn't know we were going all the way up to 5. I was going to say this is like a 3.5 out of 4 for me, but like if we're going up to 5, I'll say it's like a 4 or 4.5. I didn't know what our grading system was. It has also really changed. The last podcast we did, we were giving letter grades out, so I was
Yeah,
prepared.
no, this is an A.
Prepared
This is
with
an A.
an A or something, and then you threw me with this is a 5-star.
Well, like, okay, here's the difference though.
Mm-hmm.
4.5 stars, still an A.
True. Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean? I had to differentiate. I had to give it the step up.
This is
This is a 5-star.
yeah.
This is
plus,
absolutely
A maybe. Yeah.
yeah. No, this is I only have. There are very few times where I don't have anything negative to say about this movie, and I don't have anything negative to say about this movie.
Well, I think we should just get into positives of it because that's most of what we're talking about. If you think of any negatives, great. I have only one thing to say that is negative, and it's not even really the movie. It's just a me thing. Like it's not.
Is it?
It's a.
Is it the trailer?
Huh? Is it what?
Is it the trailer? Because you told me you did not love the trailer. Okay, all right.
No, although
Sure.
I do, I think the trailer actually, after seeing it, I will say both trailers did a good job of representing the movie. They just both represented like different kind of aspects of it, and I think it was actually pretty smart to try both tactics to see like the first trailer was very like if you're a PTA head, you're coming, like if and like Paul Thomas Anderson's sense of humor, you're gonna come to this movie. And the second trailer was like, you don't actually have to love Paul Thomas Anderson movies to like this. You should just come and see this, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. So like I actually kind of like that they took both tacks. Even though as a person who was kind of sold by the first trailer, the second trailer sort of confused me a little bit before seeing the movie. But I get it now. So no, that's not the sort of negative thing I'll say. The only negative thing is truly a thing that like I do not think the movie can do anything about. It is just a personal preference. So like,
okay, well I want to hear this. Let's get the negative out of the way, and then we'll go to the positive.
Okay.
Let's get the negative out of the way.
This is my only thing about the movie. I think for me, it is basically as good of a movie as it possibly can be as a movie that is Paul Thomas Anderson's movie written from his perspective, right? Like he is a white man in an interracial relationship married to Maya Rudolph, like basically writing a lead character who is a white man in an interracial relationship. But like, this is a movie that like covers basically the topic of white supremacy. It covers like a lot of like racial kind of like, relationship stuff. And I think overall, I just personally am not as interested in the white guy's perspective on that as I am in like a lot of the other characters' perspectives, right? Like when Regina King or Regina was it? Yeah, Regina King, I think Regina Hall. Yeah,
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. When she shows up and like takes the daughter away, and then we cut back to Leonardo DiCaprio. There was a little part of me that was like, I could have just used a lot of time hanging out with Regina Hall and the daughter, Like I could have used more time with them, more time with the nuns. That was all awesome. Then I wanted a little less time hanging out maybe with like Leonardo DiCaprio's character and doing stuff with him, just because like his perspective is just a little less interesting to me. Like if we're making a movie that's about white supremacy, my preference, I'm really strongly saying like this is just a preference thing. This is really not critical of the movie. Like my preference would be that the white supremacy movie looks at it more from like the people of color's perspective, right? But it's also not a great idea for Paul Thomas Anderson to try to do that. So like it's not something he can fix. And the fact is like it makes sense that the most compelling parts of the movie are in my opinion like the Sean Penn Christmas Adventurer Club kind of parts that are like very actively attacking the stupid whiteness of the white supremacists.
I that this is like the highlight of the movie for me
Yeah, I
is
think it's a
how he
sharp slice,
did
you know?
the stupidest, like, okay, first off, what was it? Was it called The Spirit of Saint Nick or something like that?
Oh yeah, no, they kept being like all hail Saint Nick or something, which is
No, what's the name of their group? Is the name of their
oh
group
no,
The
it's
Spirit
the
of Saint Nick?
Christmas Adventurers Club.
The Christmas Adventurers Club. Thank
Yeah,
you. And
yeah,
like they worship this Saint Nicholas person,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that is my favorite because from a religious perspective, like from somebody who knows church history, um, Saint Nicholas, the actual Saint Nicholas, was a Middle Eastern man
Yeah,
who
yeah.
who we as a society have decided that he's white, and I'm certain he wasn't.
Oh no,
Like,
no.
and so
It was,
having the stupid white supremacist club be like, we are the spirit of Saint Nicholas, of basically like worshiping a Middle Eastern man
mhm.
is hilarious.
Oh, it's
Like,
so good.
is such a funny just twist that I don't know if a lot of people would have gotten, but I was dying. I was laughing so hard every time they were talking. And like I love just how stupid and like cocky they were. Oh my god. I adored him making fun of white supremacists in
Oh
a
yeah,
very subtle way. Like
it's
I loved it.
it's like it's by far the best part of the movie, and I think again like that's all. I want the other parts where it's not focusing on them to be just as good as those parts, and like that's such a nit. I'm admitting like that's literally being like the movie's great, and in these parts it's like super duper great, and I just wish it was consistently all super duper great. Like I get it. I get that he can't really do that. You know, like he can't. Again, like writing from his perspective, it is going to be very hard to get the parts that are like, basically his daughter talking with the black nuns to be as like rich and compelling, you know, as those other parts, as really anything.
Because I would love a spin-off movie about the fake nuns
Like,
by someone else. By someone else.
yeah, exactly. Like it's such a
Like
cool idea. It's such
like
a cool idea.
I wish we had one more, at least one more scene of the fake nuns, because I'm like, that is such a good idea. If you want to be if, if you want to be a revolutionary group and you're all female, pretend like you're nuns, or maybe you are nuns. I don't even know. I don't know,
Sure.
but I want to know.
I want to know.
Like,
I want to know all the details. You know,
yeah,
I love they just like cut to her like shooting a machine gun like her mom, surrounded by, like all
yes,
that. Every time you're there, I'm like, this is fascinating. Or even the moment where there's just like a random guy telling Sean Penn that there's like a bunch of nuns who sell weed over there, and
yeah.
Penn's kind of like, "Are you lying to me?" And he's like, "No, no."
This is what they do. I don't know. Yeah. Oh man. Um,
But yeah, but that's
that
that,
was
to to go back for a second to the Christmas Adventure Club, I love that. I love that the guy they bring in, the assassin guy that they bring in, is in like a Patagonia vest.
And he's wearing Lacoste or whatever it is, like the whole like everyone's wearing Lacoste. Perfect. Wow.
It's so good. I love that when he comes in, there's just like an old white lady offering him banana pancakes. I don't know. Just like every detail of it. Feels
It's
like
so good.
really good. I love Hail Satan. Or, sorry, Hail Saint Nick sounding so much like Hail Satan. I love, yeah. And I was going to say, the white Santa thing is literally Coke. I think it like basically invented that image.
Yeah. Oh, that makes complete sense. But yeah.
So, I'm sure before then there were white people who thought Santa Claus was white because you're just, that's how it works.
Well, it's a fake person.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're going to think the fake person in your life looks like you. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure that it predates in that way, the Coca-Cola thing. But yeah. Really cool, like, historical detail to be like, nope, that's the actual Saint Nick was Middle Eastern. And God, yeah, I will say, I think we can go through the movie like chronologically if you want. I feel like we can talk about this. It's a very memorable thing. I feel like I remember all of it really well.
I think I think at the very least we should talk about it in segments, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it really did a good job of like starting off with a bang, with the group of people going to the migrant camp, like, and then that whole segment of them being revolutionaries and having this child and like all of that.
Oh yeah.
I thought was great. I had so much fun being with those people.
All the characters. Very is it Alana Haim? I think one of the Haim sisters is in there.
Yes.
Yep. A lot of great actors in that section, just like playing very small parts. And all of them like feel real, and there's like, I think for being a setup that probably takes, because like it's a long movie, it's like, I don't know, 2:45 or something like that. It's close to
something like that. Yeah, ish. Yeah.
So that whole first section is probably like 45 minutes or so. I'm not totally sure. But it's like probably half a 90-minute movie, to sort of.
I mean, it flew by to me.
Yeah.
It flew by.
Yeah. It very much like, I think the thing I like the most about that section, except for obviously Tiana Taylor's performance, is just like incredible in that section. But beyond that, I just like it, like really respects the audience to like it is not something that feels like everything is being super spelled out for you. It's edited in a way that really flows. You get the relationship between Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor. You get the relationship between Sean Penn and Tiana Taylor. Like every part of it is just works to set up the story and set up the stakes and set up the characters. And it feels like it really respects the audience to just like follow all of that and get all the nuance of it without it being like beating you over the head, like you understand why she sold out her crew,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you understand all of it, everybody, like the motivations of Sean Penn, you get it from the few weird fucking scenes that they have together. Just even just the moment, the really weird moment where he's like watching her through binoculars as they like, basically free more like migrants from a migrant camp, and he like starts masturbating, and then he sees Leonardo DiCaprio like grab her butt, and he's like, about it. Like,
yeah, he gets so mad.
Yeah. It's just, it's incredibly well done way to like set up the whole story, and it is kind of crazy that like actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop for 1 second and give a little bit, even a little more props to the trailer, because the cutting of that trailer did a really good job of including some sections of that prologue in a way that kind of made it seem as if narratively some of that stuff was going to happen, like during the main section of the movie. You know, like it did a good job of hiding like the narrative flow of the movie by like intercutting between those sort of actiony pieces. You know, I think there was like a shot of like Leonardo DiCaprio setting off all of the bombs from like the first scene or the fireworks from the first scene, was sort of like interstitched into some of the stuff where he's like running around with Benicio del Toro. They kind of made it seem like, oh, this is all like of one piece of one narrative. And again, we've talked about trailers a lot. That's how you do a trailer. Like, show me cool stuff, but don't make it obvious how it's all happening. And don't put it in goddamn narrative order so that I see the whole movie before I see the movie, you know?
Um, yeah, I mean, just no notes. I got nothing to add. Like, I love the characters between the Colonel and um what was her something pussy?
Jungle Pussy.
Jungle Pussy.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
yeah.
Like I laughed out loud when she stuck his gun in his butt. Like I
Mhm.
died laughing when that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
just
Um, all that's really good. And that scene, the Jungle Pussy scene, starting off being like this thing that people are gonna fucking remember of like her
yeah,
getting up on that bank desk and being like, "This is what power looks like. My name is Jungle Pussy." Like people are gonna remember that, but it changes so quickly when Diana Taylor has to like shoot the guard who won't stop moving and like coming and reaching for
yeah.
the gun, and that whole like this is the downfall of them, you know, really comes up quickly. And even man, even that little like scene of just Leonardo DiCaprio talking to like her mom or her grandma, I think it is, where she basically is just sort of like she's from a long line of revolutionaries, and you're not a match for my daughter, and like she's like you're a stump, and you're gonna hold her back. And like that line just being sort of cut into there, and then that being the story of like the prologue, where it then just occurs naturally after that in a way that feels very sort of satisfying. Of like that was the setup, and now we see her be like, "I'm going out to continue the revolution." Like you have a daughter, you know, we have to take care of her. Yeah, all really affecting. I wish we got more of her character. You know, it's that was another just tiny nitpick of just like, man, it would have been cool if she showed up at some point. But I also get that the story didn't need it, you know. Um, but she's just so fun. She's such a good character, and it's such a good performance that you wish you had more.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so then we go to Bob and Willa. I forget their last names. They take over the identities of dead people, and they go to this sanctuary city. Um, and you got that.
I know because I'm looking at it. They actually don't have last names. There is no last name.
Oh, okay. Um, and they go to the sanctuary city. It cuts like 16 years in the future, I think. There's that pretty funny scene of her about to like go to the school dance, and uh, I I like this stuff about like obviously like him becoming a stoner and an idiot and like forgetting all the stuff about the revolution for the most part is pretty funny. But I also did enjoy the stuff of like he's trying because he was such a like revolutionary person when he was younger. he's still trying really hard to like be a progressive and revolutionary person, but he also is like just kind of a dick and like is just getting old and has to be like
he's just being a dad.
he's just being a dad, and he's like,
Like
is it a who is that? Is that a she? Is that a they? And she's like, it's a they then. It's not that hard. And he's like, fine,
I'm just trying to be polite, okay?
trying to be polite.
But like I think that was best because like I know those parents, right? Like I know like I know so many of our friends who I'm like, that's yes, I see this so hard in them.
They
Uh
don't want to be rude. They don't get it. They don't understand. They're trying to seem cool about it. They don't get it.
yeah.
They're not. They're not smooth. They're not cool about it. They're really for sure.
Um and then like I think this is I should we start talking about Chase Infinity who plays Willa? Because
Yeah.
she is the revelation of this movie to me. Like, oh man. And like we spent so much of the last podcast talking about how shitty child actors were.
Oh,
Like they exist like good like hold on. I'm actually I'm wondering what her how old she is.
yeah.
Because she is amazing.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if she was like early 20s, but if you told me if she was actually like 16 or something, wouldn't surprise me.
all right, she's 25. She's 25. She does not look 25. Oh my god.
They do a very good
I was convinced she was
yeah.
under 20 the whole time.
Yeah. They do a very good job of making her look like age appropriate when she is in school.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, and she goes toe to toe with Leo. She goes toe to toe with Sean Penn,
yeah.
and she does not blink. Like she is phenomenal. She is so good in this movie, and I like she. To me, she is a bona fide movie star, and I cannot like I got season passes. Like I will watch whatever she's in
Yeah.
from here on out.
Yeah. And she really does like again, going back to my one slightly negative thing. She takes a character who is just slightly less well developed than Leo and Sean Penn, right? Like who are just both very well developed characters, and makes it feel like it is a very real, very very well developed character because her performance is really really good.
But here's where I'm going to push back on you a little bit, because I agree with you for the most part that like it makes sense that Paul Thomas Anderson did a better job defining these older white characters. But also, do you know a well-defined 16-year-old character like in real life? Like, have you met 16-year-olds? They're not interesting, well-defined people. Like we have to be honest about that. Like,
I don't know. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't. I think there are plenty of examples of like characters who are in their teens who are interesting, well developed characters. You know?
in a movie, like in a TV show, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But in a movie, that's hard. That's hard to do in a couple hours.
You're cutting out a little bit. Actually, this might be mine. Sorry. Say the last thing you said one more time.
In a TV show or in a movie? Because I think in a movie that's a lot harder to do. Like, because like even like Home Alone, he's not a well-defined character. He's a fucking shithead. Like,
yeah. Well, no, there are
like even movies that revolve solely around the kid, they're never well-defined characters.
I think you're overlooking a lot of like, you know, very like there are a lot of characters who are supposed to be teenagers. It's just that they're played by obvious adults, so we might not see them like Marty McFly is a teenager, you know, in Back to the Future. Like that is a very well defined character who feels like very, you know, rounded out. Like you know a lot about Marty McFly, you know, as a person. You know like what his family life is like, you know, his hobbies and interests. Uh, you know, yeah, you know way too much about how much his mom has the hots for him, for example. Uh, you know, like yeah, there's just
I don't I don't know if Marty
there are
McFly.
characters who are teenagers, and there are teenagers who are very interesting people. You know, I think it's unfair to say that that's just like it's true to life to make her kind of. Uh, I don't even want to say bland. I don't think the character is bland. I'm not even trying to say that. You know, I just think
No,
it's
she's just not as round as the other characters.
yeah. That's all.
Because like for instance, and like I would actually say this more about Regina Hall. I want to spend more time with her. I think her
Mhm.
character could have used some like a lot more development.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
and
she
maybe
is a
maybe
much
this
better.
is an argument around how I think PTA does not always write women well.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
because
that's
like
fair.
when I look at like Benicio del Toro's character, he has so little screen time and he is so interesting and so round and so amazing.
Mhm.
Like Benicio del Toro's character, I may be jumping ahead because I just really want to talk about him,
No, let's
was
do it.
phenomenal. I loved him. I
Sensei.
loved how um Bob is just like freaking out and he's just like this zen. Like literally, he's this guy going through like the worst day of his life, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
he's just like, come in. I'm gonna introduce you to everyone. I don't care how panicked you are. And he
Hmm.
takes the time to humanize all of these people who are straight up going through it.
Yeah.
And I really loved that scene of like Bob's chaotic energy and Benicio, what's his name? Sergio being like, hey, it's gonna be fine. We've seen this before. We're
Yeah.
gonna get through this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Meanwhile,
You
his
know.
whole like his house
Meanwhile,
is on fire.
his house is being invaded by ice. Like,
Yeah.
and he's just
Yeah.
like, it's gonna be okay. We got we got our people. Everything's gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
He's like, here, just follow my sons up to the roof. Here's a gun.
Yeah,
You know,
it's gonna
it'll
be
be fine.
fine.
Yeah, go.
You know, your boy got arrested. It's okay. It's okay. We have our network. We have our people. It's gonna get taken care of. It's okay. Everything I like because like he is the superhero character in this movie where
Hmm.
he just has an answer for everything.
Oh
And
yeah.
I love the dichotomy between him and Bob, who Bob is the absolute fuckiest of fuck ups
Hmm.
in every
Yeah.
sense of the world, except for he will never stop showing up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the only positive thing I can say about Bob is that he will try harder than anyone else, but he will fail miserably at literally everything he tries.
Hmm.
And he doesn't save the day. He has nothing to do
No, he just shows up
with
after,
with
which kind of
Willa.
saves the day. You know?
He's able to drive her after she has already saved the day. He's able to drive her somewhere.
Mhm.
The end. That's
Yeah.
all he could do. She figures everything out herself. And this is what I like one of the things I really love and appreciate about this movie is like she gets herself out of danger every time, which is not what you're expecting. You're expecting in the movie for Leonardo and for a while Sergio to show up and save the day. But it's her every step of the way. She
Oh
gets
yeah.
out of the handcuffs. She, you know,
Yeah.
um,
Oh, with
she
the
sets the trap. She does all of these things.
yeah, yeah. Although with the help of the Comanche character,
Yeah,
who I'm forgetting
yeah.
his name, but that also another great side character. And that is, you know, again, it's like, man, I would take I would take little side movies about these other people. You know,
All day. I would love it.
you know, I love this character who is like again so little screen time, but so skillfully you get like you get what you need to know about him. You know, it's like this is a person who is like a bounty hunter for hire. He is consistently hired by these white supremacist assholes. He knows he is not accepted by them. you can tell by the time Sean Penn shows up to him with Willa that like he is close to his edge already. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but in that scene immediately where he's like, I'm not, like, I don't want to take a kid. Like, I'm not doing this, you know? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm not killing a kid. Absolutely not.
yeah,
No, like,
like he's already near his, like, edge of, like, fuck this and fuck these people. So that by the time, you know, one of them calls him, like, a wagon burner or something, he's just like, I'm getting my shotgun.
yeah, it's over.
Fucking killing these people. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm letting this girl go. Yeah, like, you know, done so well with just like minimal dialogue, really great just acting and framing and just understanding the character's motivations through like showing them through just like perfect filmmaking, you know? And like that's so hard. That's so hard to do. It's one of those things, you know. Very small side tangent. I've been watching a decent amount of older movies lately, and we like went to see a Hitchcock movie a couple months ago. It was like in theaters. Um, I forget what I think it was called Marnie or something like that. Whatever. It was either way. The point is, a thing that we've gotten way better at over time is like framing acting so that you understand what people are thinking without having to say it. Because that is so frequent in like these old movies that they have to rely on like either like hacky things to get it across to you in a very like over the head way why somebody's doing something, or you're just sitting there being like, I don't know why he's doing that now. I don't know why at all. I guess he just decided to rob that guy. Like whatever, you know. Uh, and it made me really appreciate how difficult it is actually to like just have the correct shot set up, have the correctly edited like, you know, and have it like so ingrained in like what the actor's doing with their face that you're just like, oh, he's done. He's about to go fuck this shit up, like without him saying anything. You know, like he has had it with like them treating him bad. You know, we've seen this character 2 times for 2 scenes, and we have the arc because
Yeah,
the acting
yeah.
and the filmmaking is so good. Yeah,
I think we also skipped over and did not give the due to the best part about Bob's character,
yeah.
and the only part that I wanted more of, which is him on the phone being like, I have destroyed my brain for 10 years. I don't fucking know. This is Bob. Like you are in I'm sure you are in a room with a million people who know me. Put one of them on. Like like that perfect all of that was so funny. And then
Oh,
and then you had the other guy and he goes, you're gonna know the answer to this question. Trust me.
mm.
You're gonna know. What's my favorite kind of pussy? And then the answer of Mexican hairless, as if it's like a cat, like an actual cat. Like what the fuck? Like
Oh, the fact that he does just like immediately know it, and Liam is so good in that moment. The fact that he's like, you just see his eyes like darting, you're like, of course, it's Mexican hair. Of course.
of course, of course. And then he goes like, and then he hands it back to the guy, and he's like, "Hey, apologize, mean it." Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this is a war hero, fucker. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I love that all so much.
oh
I love the idea of like, you know, yeah, you can't remember the password for your secret, you know, revolution society. Um, I love I love that even just that actor who's the guy on the phone just being like an older dude who's just trying his like he's clearly new to the organization and just trying his best, you know. And God, what was the answer for what time? 'Cause he was like, I can't remember what time it is. And that
what time is
punchline at
it?
the
It's
end where
like
he's
there is no other time but now or whatever. Some bullshit. Yeah, like
It was
some.
very, yeah. I think it was like time does not exist and yet it rules us or something like that. Yeah, it was very, yeah, it was very like philosophical, and for Leo to hear it and just be like, "Fuck you." No, yeah, great scene. I don't think I laughed more than when Leo was just trying. You have those like kids that he's following on the rooftops. Like that's such a perfect like action hero who's just a total fuck up scene. Is like so perfectly encapsulated by just like them just wordlessly efficiently like jumping over the rooftops and him like falling more and more behind and like
Going
easy.
like you can hear him breathing louder and louder.
At that moment where he tries to jump the rooftop and just like hits the tree and falls to the ground, I laughed harder than any other moment in the movie. Like so that was such perfect
Uh,
like physical comedy to me. And again, man, I remember watching Phantom Thread in theaters with you, and just having a wonderful experience of like, because obviously that one is much more like period piece kind of quiet movie. You got Daniel Day Lewis or whatever. So we were just in a theater of like a lot of older people uh, who clearly did not understand. Oh no! Oh, no.
Sherlock heard something.
Yeah.
No, that is I will never watch, and like I maybe I'm missing out on like, and we'll talk later about PTA's movies as a whole. Maybe I'm missing out on like one of the best PTA movies of all time.
Mhm.
But I'll never watch that movie because it will never be funnier than me and you dying laughing in a fairly full movie theater
Oh,
of
right.
old people
No,
not laughing at all.
no.
Like
None of
it
them
will never get better than that.
none of them understood that this was like a dark comedy. Like his humor was going way over people's heads, and it's very underappreciated. I think how fucking funny Paul Thomas Anderson is a lot of the time. And I think this is the first one I've seen in a theater with him. I think where like everyone got the gags, like everyone in the
Yeah,
theater,
yeah,
you know, um, at the right times, and that was great, as
yeah.
especially after uh, having many experiences with these sort of awards caliber movies, such as Phantom Thread and The Favorite, where we are in a crowd that does not understand they're watching.
Has no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think like his character overall is great. I feel like we should talk about because like the MVPs, to me the MVPs of the movie, as great as Leo is, the MVPs are Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn.
Oh, 100%. And I was like, there's a few things that I was excited. I was kind of like saving it because
Mm-hmm.
and it goes back to how stupid these white supremacist assholes are.
Mm-hmm.
That like um that like it's truly amazing. Uh because he first off, he kills it. He just every scene, the scene with him and Willow, talking while he's waiting for the DNA test is absolutely phenomenal. Um, every scene he has with Tyna Taylor is great. The scene of them in the bathroom, I was like, oh shit, are they gonna fuck right now? Are they about to? Is this happening right now?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
yeah,
Um,
and she's amazing. The way she like just slides past him after like, yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, great. Um, and uh, just like that, like he needs to be just like for the ending scene,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Yeah,
of him being like she
he saw.
because we are the superior race. She stole my semen. Like
Yeah,
just dumbest
that
the dumbest thing that he is like. he was like, I'm gonna totally get this past these people. Like
Yeah.
they're 100% gonna buy this. And then
Honestly,
he's walking through the whole office, and there is literally no one there.
mhm.
Nobody's there. And they're like, yeah, this is our Southwest office. And he's just walking around, and it's just completely empty. And he's like not even thinking twice about this.
No.
Like, oh my God, so funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
I gotta say that line specifically, where he's like, I believe she saw my power and she wanted to steal my seat or something. And the older white dude goes, ah, a semen demon. Like that got
Yes.
a huge
Yes.
laugh in the audience. Like a semen demon is
Oh,
so like it's not like we even have to know whether or not that's a real like racial stereotypical thing. It very likely is. I have no clue. But it is the kind of stupid ass bullshit that a white supremacist would have a name for. You know,
yeah.
like that they would believe is like a thing that black women are doing or something. You know, like, oh yeah, that's that. That's all. That's the only reason why white men ever have sex with black women is because they're tricked and they're semen demons. You know, like
Uh,
such a fucking funny line, and it really does. They do make you feel, even though you know that like the Christmas Adventure Club has like knows about his daughter, like knows
yeah.
about his affair, and has sent somebody to fucking kill him. Uh, he does such a good job of making you feel like they are all so stupid that for a moment when they accept him, it's like semi believable, you know, like. And then you do start walking through that office, and you're like, "Oh no, it's off. There's something off," you know. But in that moment where that guy is like, "You're in," you know, I was sort of like, "Yeah, they would fucking buy that," you know. Uh, and we gotta at least mention just like how, because it does feel like one of the more powerful things that this movie is sort of saying in a way is just like not just how stupid white supremacy is in general, but also like how dangerous and also just how like ridiculously high their standards for purity and unmeetable their standards for purity are. That you basically are like, if you ever loved a black person, uh, you are not pure enough, even if you are basically like a committed soldier to our movement, as Sean Penn is. We are not only not going to accept you into the club, we are going to gas you and burn your body. Which
So that no one knows you existed, basically.
no one
Like
knows you
that's
exist.
their
I mean, basically, like evoking Holocaust like
yeah.
chamber imagery and being like, it doesn't matter how close you think you are to these. It doesn't matter how much you want to be part of the white supremacist club. Like you are, none of you like white people who are supporting this are actually good enough in their eyes because you're not powerful enough and you're not pure enough, and they will reject you and they'll kill you like everyone. And like
Yeah.
that's you know, I think that moment hit like really well for me, especially because there was a quick moment when the gas turned on where I was like, "Oh shit, is Leonardo DiCaprio about to bomb this building? Like he was an explosives guy. Like that would be pretty dope." And then when it just turned out that they were just gassing him and then threw him in that oven, I was just like, "Oh fuck, that's like, damn, that's good." You know,
Yeah.
like, damn, that's fucking powerful. And I was very happy that that scene existed because initially when they showed Sean Penn was still alive, I was like, "Why? Fuck, you can't live. You can't live through this movie. Like that can't be how this ends." Um, but yeah, Sean Penn, I'm not. I'm not a fan of Sean Penn. Really, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
yeah. I just, there's a lot of I think there's a tough thing is that I think there are some parts of this character that are. I am not saying like I think he should be like canceled in any way or whatever. It's just like there are a lot of incidents where it was at least suspected or there was like actual evidence of him being like a very aggressive person, you know? Like there were in the 80s there were a couple incidents where it was suspected that he had like physically hurt Madonna when they were married. She has since said that like that was not a thing, but it was like suspected for a while. Um there was like an incident I think with like a extra on the set that he like kind of like seemed to attack this extra physically. Like there've just been like a couple of different times where it's been clear that like he is either at least capable of or like has some kind of like aggro anger issues, and like I think there was an incident with like a journalist that he actually like went to prison for a very short time. It was like 30 days or something, very very short. But like he I think like attacked a journalist who again, it's like paparazzi are doing shitty things to celebrities. I'm not saying that there wasn't in some way it reasonable for him to like push this person essentially and like, be like, get away from me. But yeah, there's just sort of like to me he feels like a guy who's got some work to do on himself and he just has a vibe that I've never really liked that much.
He did okay. So I'm reading his Wikipedia page. I did not hear about. So he is he's been arrested multiple times. A few of them
Oh,
for like shoving paparazzi, but one time he did punch an extra
that was it. So I didn't that
on
I was
this.
confusing the extra thing. He punched the extra. He shoved the paparazzi. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
was flipping him around.
And he pleaded. He was arrested with. So he spent at least 2 stints in jail,
Yeah.
both short.
And look, these are both like when he's young, you know. Um, these are like 80s or the 80s or 90s, I believe. Um, like he is a young actor. Uh, it's just I've never totally gotten the vibe from him that he's like, that he seems like that's just absolutely no longer part of his personality. Like I think he is a person who can tap into this character and tap into this level of like scary and aggressive because he has like felt that similarly and has a past of being kind of scary and aggressive with people. Uh, and that is, there's part of me that's like that's what good actors do. You take your personal experience and you use it, and this is a great casting choice. And frankly, probably a pretty awards worthy performance. Partially because he has some personal experience that lets him connect to this character. Not in the white supremacist way, surely, but just in that sort of like aggressive nature. Um, I also did. It's just this is a very minor thing. I also did find it kind of annoying. Uh, was this year where God, what was it? I think it was Jude Law. It was Jude Law or somebody had been in a bunch of movies, and I think Chris Rock made some joke in like his opening monologue that was like, "Who is Jude Law and why is he in every movie right now?" And like an hour later into the broadcast, Sean Penn comes out and the award. He's like very seriously into the camera, like we should all know that Jude Law is one of our greatest actors. And he's just so humorless and like fucking come on. I don't know. It's like already having this background of like, he's done some stuff in the past that's been like pretty questionable, and then having him just seem like a kind of dick for a moment on national TV. I was like, I just don't know if I roll with Sean Penn. I don't know if I roll with him. But like, I have liked a lot of his performances. I think he is a very good actor. I just like, I'm not going to a movie because Sean Penn's in it. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You
That makes
know?
sense.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm
I
not.
mean, I don't think I have season tickets for Sean Penn. I don't think I've ever felt that.
No, I don't. I don't think I have or ever will have season tickets for Sean Penn. You know, I mean, hell, I didn't even really like Mystic River. Everybody loved that movie.
That is my like one of my go-to like. No, this movie. I think this movie's overrated, and I do not love it. Is
Agreed.
Mystic River. Like it's
Agreed.
one of my like. I saw it and I was like, really? Why does everyone love this? Like,
I do not get it. I do not get it. But I mean, obviously, we're very off topic at this point. The point I was trying to make is I'm not a huge fan of John Penn, but I think this is an incredible performance, and I think he should be very, very praised for. Um, and I think he was like a great casting choice, and definitely, the movie doesn't. Obviously, it just doesn't have a central antagonist, but like, if he's not as good as he is, I don't think the movie works.
oh, definitely not. Like if you don't, if this character at the very least isn't interesting, the movie doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he makes that character very interesting. Like hell, I'm not just like it's not just Sherlock, sweetie. He helped make that character a very interesting character.
Yeah. And he, I gotta also just say that moment where they're in the sanctuary city and he's basically like, there's protests against them being there, and he's, I think, what do they say? It's, I think it was send in Eddie Van Halen or whatever, and there was just a dude in a Van Halen t-shirt who was like a plant in the protest who threw a Molotov cocktail so that they can start. I mean, that was like very real and very terrifying,
Yeah.
And I don't. I wish a lot of this movie was not as relevant as it is. Yeah.
Yes, that is very true.
Honestly, a lot of like the writing and creation of the movie sort of predates the escalation of things within the country. I don't think it was, I don't know if I would go so far as to say it was like prescient in that way. I think there were already a lot of this bad shit was, like there was already a lot of really bad stuff happening wise. And if you were writing this during the first Trump term, I think.
Oh, I think there were moments taken straight out of the Black Lives Matter movement in 2019
Mm-hmm.
that like that he used for this movie like 100%.
Yeah. I think it is one of those. I'm just mentioning it more so just as I think I've seen it in a review of someone just being like, it's kind of amazing like how well he kind of predicts like the present moment. I just sort of felt like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely like it's pretty incredible how more and more it feels relevant. But this is pretty relevant to any time during the past 10 years. I do think that like this political climate didn't just suddenly escalate to the point. Like I think anything in this movie, if this was 2020, 2019, anytime during the Black Lives Matter movement, like you said, any of those times, I think this would have been pretty relevant.
Yeah.
But it definitely came out at a moment where it's going to be particularly well received. So I don't know. Do you have anything else that you want to kind of go over about it?
No, and I gotta go in 12 minutes. So do you want to start talking about about PTA?
Let's do
in general.
We wanted to end with just sort of like a quick PTA. We're not doing a full ranking of his 10 films because it's now at 10 films. Initially, my thought was top 10 list, but to be honest, neither of us has seen all of his movies. I have not seen Hard Eight, and I have not seen Magnolia. Um, and Dave, I know you also did not see Hard Eight,
I
and
have not seen Heart Eight, Magnolia, or Inherent Vice. I've
or
just seen
Inherent.
Inherent Vice.
Okay. I mean, Inherent Vice is out of the 8 that I did rank. Inherent Vice is the lowest on my list, but we're not even gonna go over all of the 8. We were just gonna talk about the top 3. I think we're gonna sort of do a PTA ranking of his top 3. And if any listener is interested, I can give you my full 8 that I've watched, but it's not that interesting. And honestly, past the top 3, they do start to become a little more interchangeable. Like I'll be hard on the fact that I think Inherent Vice is the worst one, but like 4 through 7 is like, I don't know, man. Day to day, I could change it up. You know,
So okay, so then, do you have your top 3 in order? Because I don't have mine in order.
you don't have yours in order. Okay.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can like say this is my number 1 and this is my number 2. I can tell you what's my number 3,
Okay.
but my number 1 and 2 I think change based on the day, based
Okay.
on how I'm feeling.
Okay. Well, let's start with what's your number 3?
Okay, my number 3 is One Battle After Another.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I mean,
I think
I get it. I do. It,
so. Is that your way of saying this is not your top 3?
it's it's not, but again, I feel less confident about my 3. You know, because basically right now, here my 3 as of right now is Punch Drunk Love, but I have a real affinity for that movie. I like
Yeah, and that movie is awesome.
it's a great movie, and I think like I watched it at a time where I really like, as someone who has struggled with mental illness for my entire life, like that Adam Sandler character like was very relatable to me in certain ways.
Yeah,
He obviously like he had a much more intense specific problems than I was dealing with, but like seeing a character like that and seeing Adam Sandler's performance, I think was like it hit me at a really like a time where it really like felt important to me. I think it was like 2002. So I was like 8th grade or something, just basically
yeah,
starting to kind of reckon with like stuff personal.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Makes sense.
but I really genuinely like One Battle After Another is 4. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Like that's how I'm like I'm not sure. I could rewatch Punch Drunk Love today and go, actually, One Battle After Another should probably be 3.
because the, the
I don't
the
know.
the other two
For what?
for me that would contend for that third spot
Mm-hmm.
are Punch Drunk Love and um Phantom Thread.
Yep.
But
We're totally in agreement.
I need to,
That's my
in
4.
order for me
Yeah.
in order for me to put it above, like I would need to rewatch both of those movies
Yeah.
because I haven't seen them in forever,
Mhm.
and then probably rewatch One Battle After Another. Actually, this sounds like a great day. I kind of want to do this now.
This is all.
This sounds like a phenomenal day.
Because I was like, this will. I guarantee you, like, I'm probably gonna go after this and be like, I haven't watched The Master in a while. Actually, maybe I should rewatch that.
I don't love The Master.
Yeah.
And maybe I just didn't get it. Maybe I I need a new because like I watched it when it came out
Mhm.
and I walked out of there being like, what? But I was also like 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is not a movie for a 25-year-old. Like it's just not.
True.
Um
But what
so maybe I
The
need
Master
to
is like 6. Like it's like The Master, Licorice Pizza, Inherent Vice. Like it's kind of low, but I
yeah,
but I
yeah.
feel like it's better than those other 2 by like a semi significant margin. Like I feel
Okay.
like Licorice Pizza and Inherent Vice are like significant, like actually the worst 2. But even Licorice Pizza, I think there's a lot of good parts of it. I just think it's really uneven. You know?
That's how I feel about Licorice Pizza. Licorice Pizza, I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. but it's super uneven. I like it's a movie of vignettes, and I didn't like most of the vignettes. I thought a lot of the premises for the vignettes were pretty stupid.
Hmm.
Like, and I was just like, this is just not for me. This feels like a 40-year-old or 50-year-old. I don't know how old Paul Thomas Anderson is, but an
Yeah.
older guy looking back on his childhood and being like, what if?
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't.
I'm sorry. For a lot of this, I don't care. Unless it's funny or
Yeah.
fun, I don't care. That's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really a movie of vignettes. But, okay.
Um.
But I agree.
So
Bandit
then,
Dread is another one like I would love to rewatch. I should watch Magnolia and Heart 8 and see where these actually fall in there. There are
yeah.
a lot of people who really love Magnolia. You know? I
So
don't
then
know.
we have there is an obvious top two. It's just I feel like it's one, it's two, then there's a canyon,
Hmm.
then it's three. Like no matter what.
Agreed.
Like but it really I think it really depends on my mood which one is one and which one is two. So if you told me I had to rank them one, two right now, I would go one Boogie Nights, two There Will Be Blood.
My friend, we're on the same exact page. We're on the same exact page. My number one is Boogie Nights. My number two is There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
I think I feel a little more firm about that personally. Um,
But like I also say that knowing There Will Be Blood, if I were to make a top 10 list of the best movies of the 2000s, There Will Be Blood will be on that list. I am certain of it.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it would make a top 10 for me, but if you made it like a top 20, for sure it's in there. For sure it's in there. Are we talking just 2000, like 2009 or 2010? Or are we talking like the
like
whole?
for 2000 to, I would go 2000 to 2009. That was what I was thinking of. If I were to do
It's
best of that
probably,
decade,
yeah. It's probably,
I think I don't think it's number one, but I think it's definitely in there.
yeah, yeah. I personally am a like that Oscar year was very much a like, are you a No Country guy or are you a There Will Be Blood guy? And I was more of a No Country guy, to be honest. So I think that,
And I was more of a There Will Be Blood guy.
yeah. So like I think that's the only if that makes total sense to me that if you were There Will Be Blood guy, if you think it's better than No Country, it's obviously in your top 10 for that decade because No Country is
That's
obviously
what I'm thinking because I could if I were to really put it down, I think there are at like just right off the bat, there are three movies um from that year that like have to be in consideration
oh yeah.
uh
Is that the Dark
for your
Knight
top
year
10 list.
or is that the year after?
I think that is the Dark Knight year. I'm not even thinking of that one. No, I'm talking about Michael Crichton. I'm talking
Oh
about No Country, and I'm talking about There Will Be Blood.
yeah,
All
all
hold on, was that maybe it was the was it 2006 those movies came out
I think
and
it was yeah,
uh
06 or 07.
it was the 2007 Oscars.
Yeah.
No, why can't I find this?
No,
Best movies in
those are 07.
2006.
I think those are
Oh no, you're right. It is 2007 best movies.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because that was a crazy good year.
yeah. Incredibly
Uh,
strong. One of the stronger movies of this moment. Arguably one of the strongest. But that said, I like as great as There Will Be Blood is. I think it is like a masterpiece level thing.
oh, and Zodiac came out that year. That was the one I was missing. Zodiac
Oh,
came
you
out
know
that year
what? I
too.
never saw Zodiac.
Oh, you gotta fix that, man. You gotta fix that.
I know.
That is a huge black hole in your in.
You
I
know,
can't believe you just said that.
you know what it is for me though. It's just I do sometimes have a hard time sitting down for a really long movie. You know, if you're telling me it's 3 hours, it's just going to be harder for me to sit down and watch it. You know, it's an attention span thing. It's the old ADHD brain. I'm just have a harder time being like, I'll carve out 3 hours for it. Which, you know, is funny because if it was like I'm gonna end up binge watching 3 hours of like a cartoon by accident, that happens all the time. But if
You do it constantly.
but if you tell me up front that I need to spend 3 hours doing something, I'm like, ah, shit, I don't have time for that.
Okay, so
Anyway,
really, the most important thing we learned today is you need to go watch Zodiac. That this
yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is this is
It will
this
be an
is bad on
important
you.
thing that I do. I will tell you how much I like Zodiac the next time we get together. And you can hold me to it.
For those listening at home, I'm going to say there's roughly a 10% chance he actually does this.
Fair. Pretty fair. Pretty fair. Am I a little hurt?
I know my best friend. Absolutely.
Is it pretty fair?
10% is the right number for this.
Am I 10% hurt? Yeah. Am I 90% like Dave knows me?
Did you even watch Ben Affleck at the Criterion Closet yet?
No. Forgot about it.
That's 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes of your time. You still haven't done.
Just totally forgot about it. Right over in one ear, out the other.
You're gonna walk away from this and completely forget about Zodiac.
Yeah.
And the next time we sit down and pod, I'm gonna be like, "So did you see Zodiac?" And you're gonna be like, "Nope."
This will up the chance. I'm not saying this will up the chances by much, but we're gonna go from 10 to 15% right now by me just writing down Zodiac on a piece of paper and putting it on. It's gonna give me a 5% bigger chance to actually.
Now that actually gives you a 10% bigger chance. Like the fact that I'm making fun of you right now, and the fact that you just wrote it down, it's now up to 20%.
That might be true.
And that's why I did it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm actively trying to manipulate you into watching this movie.
Oh man. I'm glad to hear that for both of us it's Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood. You know, and I get that those could flip flop. To me, that's pretty firm. I just think Boogie Nights is like an undeniable masterpiece. I think it's like, you know, I was talking to my wife about it the other day, and she was like, it's like, obviously it's all centered around porn, but it's like the birth of cinema. It's like, there's so much there that's really, really incredible. I love the structure of it so much. The like rising, you know, and then just suddenly William H. Macy shooting himself, and then it's just like, and the dark shit is not.
Yeah.
That's still one of the better and yeah, man, fucking Mark Wahlberg, you know, has still never been better in anything else.
No, not even close. Actually, no. He was close in The Departed, but for very different reasons.
The only one I was thinking of too. I really love him in The Departed. I love him in The Departed. He's really funny.
He makes that movie. He absolutely makes that movie.
Oh yeah. Him and Alec Baldwin are both fucking great.
Oh, they're so good.
But yeah, him in The Departed is great. I feel like there's been another character actor thing that he did that I also thought was pretty funny. But it's just so hard with Mark. But there's so much bullshit like, he's Max Payne. He's like this shitty dad in Transformers. He's, you know, the older brother in the Uncharted movie for some fucking reason. You know, like it's just so much bad, Mark Wahlberg. But
yeah.
Anyway, I know you got to get going, and I'm sure our listeners do too.
I'm sure our listeners love our hour and a half podcast.
Oh yeah. No, we got
that you can only get on YouTube.
You gotta be thorough. All right. Well, you know, the next time we get together will be to talk about the movie Zodiac, and Ben Affleck in the Criterion Closet. And if that's not the name of the next episode, you will all know that
You know why. You know why.
You'll know.
Everyone will know why.
It's always been me. All right. Well, have a wonderful rest of the day, everybody. Thank you for listening. Good night.
See ya.